Well, welcome back. My name is Bill Donath. I'm president of the Logan County Genealogical and Historical Society, and we have another video for you today. And this is the second in a series of 4 videos depicting our installation of and dedication of a Civil War statue replacing the original that was damaged in a storm in 2008. In addition to seeing the installation of the statue, you're going to see 2 interviews. The first is with Paul Gleason, who was one of the co-chairs of the committee that produced the statue. And the second is with Roger Matson, who did a lot of the organizing of the dedication ceremony. So enjoy.
Storm came in '08, the last week in December, and took care of the soldier. So then it came down, and then early '09, then I decided, and Sonny and I talked about it at the coffee shop. We decided then to create a committee. And we tried to get a cross-section of the committee for representing segments of Logan County citizens, and that's how we got started with it. And then we had, we didn't have that many fundraisers, but we have levels of contributions like general, corporal, and this and that and the other. And meanwhile, Bill Donath's been doing a lot of research on the committee, on the statue, and then he was instrumental in getting the whole panel up on the second floor of the courthouse.
Yes.
That has all the Civil War veterans in it that fought in the war from Logan County. Now this new signboard right out here has the listing of all the veterans that died during the Civil War years, 61 to 65. And it is actually more complete than the original ones were up on there, and there were 323. Well, now, after all this research, we discovered that there was about 444 people that died during the war. Interesting enough, very few of them died from being shot, but disease and diarrhea and pneumonia and infections and typhoid were the largest killers of the soldiers during the Civil War.
The conditions of warfare is what was the biggest killer.
Warfare, and as I said, just laughing, I came in here, I said 1869, 68 or 69, when they erected this statue, we didn't have all of this equipment, you know, to do that. And the sad thing is, all of the records for 1868 have been destroyed. I think destroyed by fire. But we used a lot of the research from the early records of the Courier. They're back issues, but 68, all of those are missing. And we have the 69 and the planning of that particular event. Original statue and everything was less than $15,000. I think it's probably closer between $6,000 and $10,000. And this statue will give us, Chuck Conzel served as our budget guy, and we'll have about $37,000 tied up in it. However, there's incidental expenses and like reception and everything else, so we have we'll be between excuse me, 37 and 40,000 tied up in it, and everything's been paid. So we are doing okay, and then any surplus money we had will be turned back to. We did not use taxpayer money. With this weather that we had, it just gradually eroded it away, and so I really felt bad about it. And then the biggest issue on this committee was whether or not we're going to replace it with the marble, or whether or not we were going to replace it with bronze.
Yes.
And we had some rather warm discussions in committee on that.
It wouldn't be a committee without some warm discussions, would it?
Times have changed, and The majority vote of the committee, originally I was for the marble to replace it, but then on the other hand, it just got to the place where I thought that bronze would be better. For one thing, in terms of weight, I mean, we're assuming that this is still just as strong as it was in 1867, and so it's just nice to sort of, the bronze I think is a little bit, it'll be lighter, but it'll also, it'll require maintenance, but it won't be as much as what we have had with the marble.
And durability, it should last longer. It shouldn't have the erosion the marble has.
My main concern with the bronze is when I go to D.C. sometimes, I see some of their bronze. There's one out there, Grant on a Horse, and if you're not careful, there's what they call an ionization. It's like the green, and you can see some of that here on these
signage.
Names. However, these names here was a project that was done by, I don't know if it was the Lions Club, but I do know the Lions Club refurbished all of this in 1958.
Okay.
And the original courthouse set further all towards McLean Street, where the original statue did, and then when they got ready to realign and tear down the old courthouse in 1903, then they moved it over to this particular place, and also they added one extra layer of marble to it.
Okay. Looks like he's getting hung at the moment, doesn't it?
That's okay.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Paul, very
thank
much
you.
for your
Thank you.
time. I
Thank you.
appreciate your insights. Yes. You want me to get that? Gotcha.
This is bad. What rain still snap?
What means the most is celebrating soldiers that did not come back from the Civil War, and so this at least gives them recognition that they need to have. And there's several people in Logan County that their descendants are on that list, so it does mean a lot to Logan County, not just Lincoln, but Logan County.
Well, thank you very much for your time. Hopefully you'll be able to feel your fingers again here soon.
Thank you. Well, he hit it 7 foot
Oh, we did.